Toastmasters, and I'm the guest. Good afternoon. My name is Jesse Alvarado, and I'm the president of GECLA Global Entrepreneurial Toastmasters. Definitely want to thank you all, our guests, for being here today. Our mission is really to make you feel at home and welcome you. So we're going to get started. We're going to start with the invocation, and for invocation we have Karina.
Invocation. Before today's invocation, I would like to read a small passage and share with everybody. My life is a life given, not in years, but a day at a time. Today is the day the Lord has made for me, and He planned it to be a very important day of my life. Yesterday is gone, never to return. I must not worry about it, but leave it in the hands of God. Tomorrow and all it holds is God's secret. Only today is mine. Each day arranged by God with infinite wisdom and goodness is God's gift. It is God's act of love for me. In thanksgiving, I will offer God every day the gift of myself, my prayer, my works, joys, and sufferings. So, dear God, receive them graciously.
Amen. Amen. And now for the Pledge of Allegiance, we have Bobby Conseco.
All right, let's put our hand over our chest and recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, now you may be seated. And now I would like to introduce the Toastmaster of the day. We have Beatrice Yuli.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. President. Good afternoon, everyone. How are you doing today?
Great.
Do you think you're in the right place at the right time at the right moment?
Yes. Always.
Really? That's good. So what does Toastmaster mean, by the way? Anybody? MC? What else?
MC.
The host?
The leader.
The leader? The one with the power to rule over you? What else? Entertainer? Yeah, so a person who's going to introduce to you the speakers. So let me begin with Adolfo to read the mission statement to all of you.
Very good, Mr. Toastmaster. The Toastmasters mission statement. The mission of our Toastmasters Club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every individual member has the opportunity to develop oral communication and leadership skills, which in turn foster self-confidence and personal growth.
All right.
Wow! Clap for him. In the our counter, we have Elmo Denozo.
Okay, thank you, Madam Toastmaster. I'll be the counter for today, and the purpose of the counter is to note any word or sound used as a crutch by anyone who speaks during the meeting. Words may be inappropriate interjections such as and, well, but, so, and you know. Sounds may be and You should also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I, or this means.
Okay.
And also the counter is an excellent opportunity for me to practice my listening skills.
Oh, awesome.
Thank you.
Give it up for
All right.
Next on the list, we have the grammarian, Jesse Alvarado.
Oh, Jet. Okay. Being the grammarian, we have a word. It's called
Wow, what kind of word? Is that English?
ebullient. Okay, ebullient. And it stands for overflowing with fervor, overflowing with fervor, enthusiasm, or excitement.
Just like how
In other words, very excited. So you can use that as for example, the sentence. When I got my promotion, I was very ebullient. Thank you. Ebullient. So there you go. Okay, that's it. So one more thing. Now, when you when we have table topics for our guests, you're gonna learn about that in a little while. But if you are selected to be as a table topic, whatever you share with us, you must use this word, ebullient, okay? All right, thank you.
So is everyone ebullient today? Did I say it right? Okay, so next, the timer is run by Karina.
Yes. The timer, it's on the speeches, the evaluation, and the table topics. The speech, the length is about 5 to 7 minutes. For 5 minutes, I'll turn on the green light. When it gets to 6 minutes, it will change to yellow. 7 minutes will turn to red, and that means the speaker needs to wrap up the speech. And they have how many seconds of grace period?
30 seconds.
30 seconds to wrap up, correct. That's in every, okay, go ahead.
30 seconds of
30
grace
seconds.
period. Okay. For the table topics, the length of time is 1 to 2 minutes. When it gets to 1 minute, the green lights will be on. 1.5 minutes, the yellow light. And 2 minutes is the red light. And is it also 30,
Yes,
30 seconds for the grace period? Otherwise, you'll be disqualified. And then for the evaluator, it's 2 to 3 minutes long. And it's the same thing. When it's 2 minutes, the green light. 2.5 minutes, the yellow light. And the red light, that means you have reached the 3 minutes. And it's time to wrap up the speech.
Yes. Woohoo!
All right, good job.
Good job. And now, next is the vote counter. Again, it's Karina. Come on, Karina. We should wear many hats.
Yes. Okay, let me change my hat.
Yes.
So I'm the vote counter. After each speeches, I will be passing this little basket along. And you guys have that little ballot thing here that you have to put in the name. It's in the bottom here. That you tear up the portion for the best speaker, the best evaluator, or the best table topics. And then I'll pass this little basket along, and then you guys will put it in here.
And what
And I'll
about
count the
this,
vote. And if you choose this, you can write little love notes to the
Yeah.
speakers to encourage them or to give them little kind of suggestion or comments. And you can give it to the speaker directly.
Yes.
Okay, good job.
Yeah.
Yes.
Woo-hoo. Okay, for those of you who are new here, Toastmasters is divided into 3 sessions. One session is speaker session, and the second session is for the table topics session, that's thinking off the cuff. And then the third session is the general evaluators session. So right now we are at session number 1, where I'll have our evaluators to introduce our speakers. We have 2 speakers for today. Speaker number 1 is Roy Fisher. Speaker number 2 is Violi Wong. And the evaluator for Roy Fisher is Adolfo. So may I have Adolfo introduce his speaker to us, please?
Yes. Today our speaker, the first speaker, Roy Fisher. Well, before I say anything, I would like to briefly say that we usually give an introduction of our speakers, a brief introduction about them. However, in doing this, so usually we write down what we're going to talk about, a brief introduction, but I have one introduction here is so well that I'm so tempted to just read it to you because it's so well explained. I'm going to read it to you, it's brief. Our speaker today, Roy Fisher, is a new member and will be presenting speech number 2 from our Competent Communications program. Roy has been blessed beyond all people. Roy lives a life of miracles. Roy is one of those people for whom everything always turns out good.
Whoa.
Roy can truly be said to be the most blessed person to have ever lived. Today, Roy will be sharing with us the true story of, this is the title of his speech, the Melchizedek stones, Urim and Thummim.
What? God, you remember.
The historical foundation stones of modern civilization.
Wow.
And in the telling, Roy will tell you how the Melchizedek stones can make you a most blessed person. Also, this is speech number 2 from Competent Communication Manual, and it's basically the objectives are Select an appropriate outline which allows listeners to easily follow and understand your speech. Make your message clear with supporting material directly contributing to that message. Use appropriate transitions when moving from one idea to another. Create a strong opening and conclusion. Time will be 5 to 7 minutes. So let's welcome
Yes.
Roy Fisher.
All right, that is. There you go. Oh, you're the mentor.
Urim is the black stone. Thummim is the white stone. Meet the foundation of civilization. These are the Melchizedek stones, two small stones that are the very foundation of what we today think of as civilization. These stones mark the precise moment in history, 4,000 to 5,000 years ago, when Abraham and all the legends of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, our entire modern world emerged from the prehistoric fogs of myths of Gilgamesh, the Germanic Thor, and the Greek Zeus. Melchizedek, the king of Salem, started civilization when he blessed Abraham and gave him these two stones. The legend was condensed from many, many volumes of Jewish scripture into the Christian Bible as a single paragraph. Genesis 14. Abraham and his tribe, in today's term, think hordes, were leaving Mesopotamia and confronting the existent city-states of Canaan. One of those city-state kingdoms captured Lot, Abraham's nephew, and Lot's whole tribe. Someone escapes, comes back to tell Abraham. Abraham rounds up 319 armed guards, and it specifically says the 319, and gives chase. Ultimately, the 319 catch up, recapture Lot and his tribe, and everyone comes back to the main camp. Unfortunately, only 3 verses or sentences come down to us through the Bible as to what happened next. They are, Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought out bread and wine. He was priest of God Most High, and he, Melchizedek, blessed him, Abraham, and said, Blessed be Abram by God Most High, and maker of heaven and earth, and blessed be God Most High, who has delivered his enemies unto your hand. And Abraham gave him, Melchizedek, 1/10 of everything he had. Oh, hold on a second. Melchizedek, king of some long-forgotten city-state, who's summarized only as the priest of the God Most High, congratulates Abraham on what at best was a very small military excursion. Really, remember, only 319 soldiers went to rescue his Abraham, his nephew, and Abraham, as a measure, by any measure, an extremely wealthy leader of a huge horde, gives Melchizedek 1/10 of everything he has. Think about it. 1/10 is a lot of wealth. And this Abraham goes on to establish an ideology that over the next 4,000 to 5,000 years expands into the religions of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, and arguably all of non-religious thought in the Western world. And this is the moment of the beginning of history, 3 sentences. Well, obviously, something's missing from these 3 sentences, and that is Urim and Thummim. When the Christian church became the Christian church with capital C's, 3,000 years of texts from Abraham to 300 AD were summarized and codified into a Reader's Digest version of history we today call the Bible. And the very dangerous story of what Melchizedek had done to earn 1/10 of everything of Abraham was left out. This is the backstory. Melchizedek gave Abraham Urim and Thummim, these 2 small stones. the very foundation stones of the modern world, and Abraham was wise enough, looking at these two little stones, to give him 1/10 of everything he had. For the next couple of thousands of years, right up to the time of Jesus Christ, Melchizedek's Urim and Thummim were carried on the Jewish high priest's breastplate, just so they wouldn't get lost. In all those thousands of years between Melchizedek and Jesus, whenever a national direction could not be decided, whenever both choices appeared equally good or equally bad, whenever there was gridlock, think today's Congress, the chief priest would remove Urim and Thummim from his shield, throw them out like dice. Urim black represented yes, Thummim white represented no. Whichever went the furthest won. Everyone, think about it, follow me closely. Everyone knew that, and again, think of Congress, that if agreement couldn't be reached, if there was deadlock, then the stones would be cast, and there was a 50-50 chance that the person sitting there would lose everything. Everyone was faced with total loss if there was no compromise. The result, compromise was almost always reached before my friends Urim and Thummim could be removed from the shield. On the rare occasions when no compromise could be reached, a choice, a 50-50 chance, a decision was made quickly. Action was taken immediately. Then progress or failure of those actions could be evaluated and adjusted. The world-changing lesson of Melchizedek, all those thousands of years ago, action. Even the wrong decision, the wrong direction is better than no action. Wrong directions can be corrected. Indecision and procrastination is failure and death, equally for individuals, countries, and civilizations. The absolute bias to action is modern civilization. Yes, I am the most blessed person that ever lived, because Urim and Thummim are my friends. Urim and Thummim are always, every day, in my pocket. They're always ready to resolve my indecision, but I've not used them for many, many years. They remind me that I must act quickly, make a decision, a bad decision even, and act. And they've taught me that my judgment is usually better than the 50-50 chance of throwing the stones. And this decisiveness is the key to me being the luckiest man that ever lived. They might be yours also.
That was awesome,
Oh, you
was
got
it?
no timer, huh?
Who has the Urim and Thummim with them now? You have to give him 1/10 or whatever you have. Okay, now coming up to our next speaker. Without further delay, let me have Bobby. Yeah.
May I hear something? The next speaker will have a
Oh,
different
little
setup
time.
here, so
Okay, okay.
before announcing her to be here, I'm going to rearrange this. May I?
Okay, sure. Yeah. Should I have the introduction going on, or should we have a little silence, or?
Maybe I could
What?
explain the objectives to begin with, so we can save time.
Okay.
Maybe you can
So-
do the table later.
Okay, that's right. So can I have Bobby to go ahead and introduce Violi for us, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Violi's speech project is going to be a, what you call, it's going to be a interview show. So it's a practice of how to do an interview, a recorded interview, videotape. And Violi is going to be the guest, and we're going to have a host asking questions to Violi. And our host today is Joshua Hagenbottom. Did I pronounce it right?
Close enough.
Close enough? Sorry, okay. He is an entrepreneur, international entrepreneur, with years of success in technology, communications, and idea development. His proudest accomplishments are being a husband and father to two beautiful daughters and one son. Josh has owned several successful companies, and most recently has been a co-founder and president of Evolve Health. He has helped a platform to help people overcome problems with their health using simple, effective solutions. And under his leadership, Evolve has grown over 400% in the past 18 months. So Josh is going to be the host. He will be asking questions. Okay. And Viola's main top title basically is the meaning of success. So if you're ready, yes, you could.
So without much delay, may we invite Violi, Wong, and Josh on stage.
All right, hold up.
Okay, welcome today. I appreciate everyone being here. We're going to have a great show for you today, and I want to introduce an incredible lady that all of you are going to meet and hear from today. I want to introduce someone that grew up in poverty, came to a different country, and was able to create tremendous success for herself. This is someone that we can all learn from, because the things that she's learned through going through, not understanding English, coming to the United States, can help all of us understand how we can take action, how we can improve our lives, and how sometimes, even though we think we don't have the tools, we really do. So I want to introduce to you international entrepreneur, Mrs. Violi Wong.
All right.
Have a seat. Okay, well, Violi, in our audience today, one of the things I wanted to focus on is we've got a lot of women out there, a lot of women that have children, maybe they're stay-at-home moms, maybe they're looking for a way to bring some money into the home, help out their family, help out their situation, and maybe there are single mothers like yourself. So I want to talk about that a little bit, but first, one of the things we wanted to touch on today and with our show is the meaning of success. For you, a single mom, someone that has two beautiful children, what does success mean to you today?
Thank you, Josh. I love that question. Hello, everyone. Are you guys excited?
Yes.
Yes. If you can imagine for a moment where I grew up in a place that there's no electricity, there's no running water, and I am here now, right here in America. The beautiful is a land of opportunity. That's what everybody crave for, to come here in America. What I can share with you is to being a success as a woman. You would like to find out what you really wanted to be. So I tried to imagine that I'm in the Philippines, and I said, I would love to be in America so that I can help myself and I can help my family. So because if I don't have anything, I cannot share to anybody. Yes?
Yes.
So yes or yes? Yes. So as a woman, it doesn't matter if you're married, if you are a single mom like me. The most important for me are my family, my beautiful children. So my son is right now, I'm very proud of him, Josh. He's right now at UC Berkeley.
Wow.
Yes, thank you, God. And my daughter is 21 years old. Believe me, she invited me, surprise, to go to Disneyland. That was yesterday. See, when your kids are getting older, you don't need to take good care of them anymore. They will take good care of you, so I love that.
So it sounds like success for you has to do with passion, finding something that you're passionate about and sharing that with other people. And Violi, with a lot of people out there, a lot of moms especially, a lot of women, they've got a family, and if they're trying to do a business, there's always this pull between what do I do with my family, what do I do with my kids, and how do I run a business? How have you been able to find a balance between success at home and success in your business?
Yes, what I did then when my kids are growing up is we have a contract. So what do they have to do and what I have to do when we wake up in the morning. So when they wake up, they know exactly what to do, and then we have an agreement that is ready there in the refrigerator, and everybody just follow, like from 6 o'clock in the morning, and that's so I bring them basically to school. I pick them up in the afternoon, and I do only my business in between. So my priority are my children.
Incredible.
Thank you.
And so, you know, with all the success you've had a lot of success. You're a philanthropist. You've helped people in the Philippines and even in the United States. You've traveled all over the world. What's your favorite thing about being an entrepreneur?
Being an entrepreneur is being independent. Like you can, if you have a job, you have to travel early in the morning, maybe 5 o'clock in the morning, and you have to drive 2 hours to get to your job. But being an entrepreneur is you wake up when you wake up, and you go to the gym when you wanted to go to the gym. So for me, it's independent.
So with independence, you know, that's a great word. I think all of us would love to be able to set our own schedules, do what we want to do. You know, with women, you've got children. You've got to take care of things at the home. You've got this schedule that's always dominating us. How do you find time to take care of yourself? Do the things that you need to do, not just business, not just you know, taking care of the family, but how do you find time to take care of you?
Yes, first, my balance is I go to church twice a week. That's very important to me, spirituality. And number 2 is it's important to me to take good care of myself. I go to the gym, and also I go to the spa. Wow. So I want to invite you guys to go to the spa, yes?
I love going to the spa. That's a lot of fun. Now, you know, most recently you've started a new venture, and you know, you're someone that internationally has introduced health to many people around the world. And most recently you've started a venture with a company called Evolve Health. And how is that helping to change your life and transform what you're doing on a daily basis?
Yes, I am really excited about this one because when I remember vividly, I came from the Philippines, I was so like, what, less than 100 pounds. So when we come here in America, we eat like, I don't know what they have here in the food, but when we eat, like every year we grow and we go like bigger and bigger. So I would love for me to like, you know, I work out like 2 hours and still not getting skinny. So I found this one right here, and our company president want to give each and every one of you later on. And this one here is replacements, like I replace my breakfast and my lunch, and I will have dinner only. And everything is already there. And energy, if everybody wants energy. And they have this product, we have a product right here, that you drink it like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and yeah, you have that energy. And I would like to say, if I can share, that this coming tomorrow, actually that's tomorrow, we have the invitation right here. Yes. Maybe you can share to your audience, to our audience later on. Mayor of Carson will be there. We have a beautiful place, a DoubleTree Hotel, and this is the very first one to launch my business with Evolve. So with that, I would like to invite each and every one of you. It's free to attend, and it's a health seminar, how you can have also these fabulous products.
So, Violi, with Evolve and the transformations that are happening with you, what are you seeing in some of the people that you've introduced this to? And you know, with your mission of helping to take entrepreneurship to other people, what's happening with people since you got involved with Evolve?
Yes, I would love to share. Everybody's excited. I would like to share with them the products and also the income opportunities, because if we don't have any money to buy these products, like we don't have any. So I love it. I love this company.
Perfect. So for all of our audience, you're invited to an opening event at the DoubleTree in Carson, 2 Civic Plaza. We'll have the information here. And Violi, thank you so much for your time and joining us on the show today.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Wow, that was incredible, huh? This is the first time we ever had such a drama here. That was awesome. So, can I call for the timer report, please? Karina?
Yes, for the first speaker, Roy.
We need to know if they qualify.
First speaker, Roy, you're very lucky. Your time is 7 minutes and 28 seconds.
Oh.
So you just still within
Qualify.
at the you got the 28 seconds the grace period. For Violi, you're a little bit over. Your time is 7 minutes and 52 seconds. So it's over the grace period.
So it doesn't qualify. So we have only one winner here. Can we give her a discount because she had an
I guess we can knock off some of the seconds which Josh occupied.
Yeah, can we do that?
So yeah, like right at 7 minutes and 30 seconds. So
Yeah.
She's under time now.
you took up about 20 seconds of her time. So it's like 7 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, the
That's what you're-
Toastmasters decision is final.
Yeah.
Okay, so next. Okay, without much ado, let me call up our table topics master for the day, Elmo Dinoza!
How are you guys? Okay, it's an honor for me to be your table topic host for this meeting, and my role is to provide members of an opportunity to learn to think and speak on their feet. So I will be giving members or maybe guests who have no roles tonight or today a chance to speak during this meeting. So that will be the main objective of this segment. And are you guys ready for the Super Bowl Sunday coming up?
Yes.
All right. I'm not. I'm not a huge football fan. I'm a fan, but not that huge. So it'll be the battle between the Baltimore Ravens against the San Francisco 49ers, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So I will use that theme, Super Bowl, as a theme of my questions for today.
Oh my
So, okay, my first question. We know that Los Angeles has no home team for professional football, right? So if you have the resources, you have the wealth, you have the power, and you were able to build a team here in LA, what name will you give our team? And this question goes to Adam.
Can you explain the rules, Mr. Tabletop?
Oh yes, of course, sorry. I got so excited here. Okay, the person or the member who's going to be called has 1 to 2 minutes to answer the question. And make sure you use the word of the day, ebullient. I was so ebullient coming up here, I forgot to state the rules. So anyway, going back to my question. Adam, are you ready?
Come on,
Sure.
Adam! Come on!
Can you repeat the question?
Come forward, come forward.
We know that Los Angeles has no home team as far as professional football is concerned. So if you have the resources, if you have the wealth, the power, and you were able to build a home team, what name will you give the home team, the football team?
Okay. All right, coming up.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
My name is Adam Hernandez, and my topic is if I had the means to start a football team here in LA County, what would be the name of this team? Well, I would like to start by saying that I'm more of a soccer fan, but I understand that there's a lot of people out there that are passionate about football, and I would like to give a name that is going to mean something to the Los Angeles community, to people that are going to be proud of saying that name when they speak about their team. Something that is going to give them passion and be ebullient about it. The name that comes to mind would be the Los Angeles Tigers. I choose the Tigers because Tigers are an amazing creature. they go after what they want. They go tackle their enemy as a group, not like lions. Lions go after their prey alone. So I want this team, the Tigers, to be a team, to be a group, and to attack their opponent as a team. So that's why I want to choose the Tigers for this team. Thank you very much.
Go LA Tigers! Okay, next question. Well, Super Bowl is not just a battle between two champion teams, the AFC and the NFC champions, but also a battle for TV commercials. So my question is, what is your favorite TV commercial? And this goes to Anselma.
All right.
You can do it. Repeat the question again, maybe.
Okay, Super Bowl is just a battle between the two champions. So it's also the battle for TV commercials. A lot of major companies launch their commercials during the Super Bowl game. What is your favorite TV commercial?
Is this a commercial in the past? Or
It doesn't matter.
Make it up.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Well, as you can really feel the ebullient attitude that I have coming up here. I'm not a big fan of football myself either. I prefer basketball. But I know I have to kind of live with some excitement around my house because my husband and my son, they love the 49ers. So even though I'm not too familiar with them, because when I grew up, I was actually a Cowboy fan because of my father. Then I had to change gear. But if I had to choose what would be my favorite commercial, it would probably be something in the lines of maybe a 49er football player and a Dallas Cowboy football player. Just kind of running out for the ball together, and then you have that one little kid come out with a Dorito chip and say, "Ha ha, I won!" And he takes off running with that Dorito chip. So it's kind of like an equal opportunity. Nobody really takes the ball or the game for that evening, aside from the little Dorito kid on television. And I'm done.
I also like those Dorito commercials. I'm looking forward to that commercial this Sunday again. Okay, going forward to our Super Bowl team, my last question is, watching Super Bowl on TV with friends is the most fun thing to do. So if you're hosting a Super Bowl party at home, what will be a unique appetizer you can serve your friend? And this question goes to Edith.
All right, Edith.
Let's see. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Like the two before who spoke, I am also not much of a football fan, but I do enjoy hosting people who come over to the house to just have fun. So in that regards, some fun appetizers that I would probably prepare. For the little kiddies, I've done half of a watermelon, and then you get hot dogs and stick them on sticks and just cook them in so they can easily grab one out. And then, let's see, for the guys, of course, hot wings, buffalo wings, and chips galore, all barbecue chips, and my favorite is Lay's original, but I'm cutting down on that, so I don't have any more. I'm also towards serving more of the healthier stuff. So I would like to prepare steamed veggies or just veggies with hummus. And I know the guys probably won't touch that, but I know the women will, who, or most of them anyway, would do that. So.
Alright, thank you, Edith. Party at Edith's house Sunday. No, 3 o'clock. Okay, can I have timer's report, please?
Yes. For Adam, his time is 1 minute and 34 seconds. For Anuma, it's 1 minute and 15 seconds. And Edith is 1 minute and 30 seconds. So they all qualify.
So let's hear the grammar report for the word of the day.
Yes, I believe Anselma used the word of the day. Adam, and I'm not sure if she did that, right? She missed it. Okay, so Adam and Anselma qualified for the word of the day.
Okay, so let's all vote for the better table topic speaker between Anselma and Adam. So at this point, I would like to return the control to our lovely Toastmaster, ebullient, ever ebullient, Beatrice.
Okay, now brings us to the third session of our Toastmasters. And we have, may I introduce our general evaluator, Jesse Alvarado. Drum roll.
All right. Yeah. All right, thank you, Beatrice. Appreciate it. John. Okay, I'll be your general evaluator for today, and I'm going to be calling our evaluator for our first speaker, which was Roy, the first speaker. And for this, I'm going to call Adolfo Morataya.
Come on,
all right.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters.
Good afternoon.
Our guests. I'm going to be evaluating a fascinating speaker. Fascinating speaker because he gave us a fascinating speech. Let me organize my notes here. So we have here a speech that Roy has given us with an amazing structure that he built into this speech, where he showed us a very clear introduction about the beginning of civilization, so why the civilization exists as it is today, and also with a whole bunch of information about how that came up to a conclusion where you can be very, very blessed with this information that he gave us in this speech, and how what he called the orimantoming, the stones, you can use them today for your benefit, and creating you, just like the civilization was creating you a world from yourself. So it's a fascinating speech, and it was very well organized. I would like to say that we saw Roy with great language, great vocabulary. He utilized a story that he elaborated, where he explains and he put questions on us with a great introduction about the beginning of civilization. And also within the body of this speech, we see questions that he poses, like why Abraham gave 1/10 of his wealth to Melchizedek for those 2 stones. How come was that possible? That's a lot of wealth, considering that Abraham had already been received a lot of wealth. Abraham was the individual in the Bible who asked God for something, and God gave him so much richness that the question is what Abraham asked for, and Abraham asked for wisdom. And when God said that, he gave him a lot of wealth, and then now Abraham is giving 1/10 of that to Melchizedek for those 2 stones. So the conclusion is that with those 2 stones, Ram and Demon, what you want is action. You don't want indecision. You want action. This is really the end. And we saw Roy telling us about this story with good gestures, with good vocabulary, with a good stable voice. He was very present and giving us information to each one of us. in a very, I would add to my comments is, not just, he was direct, but I would say it was a little bit elaborate. So I would suggest, maybe because the objectives of our project number 2 is to outline, select an appropriate outline that is easy to follow. So even though it was fascinating, I think maybe it could be improved in making it maybe more like a simple to follow type of speech. And I would say quickly that the opening was fascinating, was strong, and the end also, and the transitions were fabulous. I would suggest maybe to move around more about the stage and to change the pitch of the voice, because you have the energy and it can provide more energy to the whole speech. Thank you very much.
All right, Adolfo, thank you.
Thank you.
Can I get it?
I got it.
Okay. Good job, Adolfo. So let's give it up for Adolfo. You did a great job. And now we're going to call the next evaluator, who's going to evaluate our speaker, second speaker, Violi. Let's go, Bobby Conseco. All right, Bobby, let's get it done. All right, let's wrap it up.
Violi did a good job. I like it. I like you're so maybe telogenic. It's supposed to be on video. This manual is supposed to be communication on video. All right. So the idea here is you're supposed to imagine that you're talking to the audience, not here, but the viewers. But before I proceed with my evaluation, I'd like to commend the host, Joss, for number 1, giving a good introduction to the interviewer, viewee. Okay, that gives her credibility. Okay, and we understood that how Violi started from a very simple beginning, and now she's so successful. Okay, and second, I like the questions that you posed. You really encourage Violi to speak up and explain her side. But I'm not here to evaluate Joss. I'm here to evaluate the interviewer. Right. Interviewing. Now, here's a guideline here. Showtime. Number 1, during the interview, remember to be enthusiastic. I think Violi is not just enthusiastic, she's ebullient. And don't overwhelm your audience with facts and statistics. They're boring. She did bore us with statistics and facts, but she just briefly mentioned about her background, which is good. Number 3, use humor carefully. And she did come up with some humorous lines, right? Especially when you come here in the States and you start getting big proportions, and you gain weight. So it becomes a health problem. And number 4, listen carefully. Obviously, she listened carefully because she answered the questions properly. Number 5, be yourself. Violi was really herself. Very relaxed, very calm, poised. And number 6, stay calm. She was really on the zone. And the last one is know where to look. Okay. If you don't have an audience, then you have to look at the interviewer and answer the question. But if you have an audience, okay, you have to look slowly. It says here, if you should look at them occasionally. Don't dart your eyes back and forth between the interviewer and the audience. However, direct your eyes to the audience slowly and look at them for several seconds before turning your head back. So that's the key in the interview. So I think that's my only suggestion in the way you look. Remember, you're in video. And the last suggestion is maybe don't put out your hands first. Wait for the host to shake your hands before the. With that said, I'll come back to it.
All right, Bobby, good job.
You put the red light for yourself.
Okay, we're going to continue here. I'd like to get the times report, please.
Okay. The timer report on the evaluator. The first one, Adolfo, you just made it 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And then for Bobby, it's 3 minutes and 15 seconds.
All right. All right, so both qualified for time. All right, good job. Okay, well let's vote for the best evaluator.
Okay, you guys pass this on.
Can you say the names once again? Who to vote for?
Okay. So we have Adolfo Morataya and Bobby Conseco. Now, so we're going to call for the all counter.
Okay, here's my report for today's meeting. For our prepared speakers, Roy and Violi, both of them did good. I didn't catch any from Roy, but with Violi, a few filler words like 3 so's and 1 ah. For the table topic speakers, nothing caught from Adam and Anselma, but Edith has 3 so's and 3 ums. On the evaluation portion, Adolfo has 2 so's and 2 ahs. And for Bobby, I just got 1 but and 2 ohs. That's all.
All right, good job.
This is for the evaluator.
Okay, as a general evaluator, I definitely want to evaluate their meeting today. Today we definitely have 2 great speakers, excited about the speakers and what they have to share with us. And I'm absolutely thankful for our guests for being here this afternoon. And also being, Adolfo, are you ready with the?
We are working on it.
Still working on it.
Still working, so anyways, I keep
And
talking.
we have our guests to
Yes, of course. Yes, would like to ask a guest to please share with us how was the experience with you, of you today here. Someone start here.
Hi, good afternoon. My name's Anselma. This is my second time. I came last week, and I just wanted to come back and get like another feeling for it. And then I was put on stage. So that was a little nerve-wracking, but I guess that's why I'm here, to get some improvement and not be that shaky on stage. But I'm enjoying it so far. Thank you.
All right. Great. Yes.
So I graduated from DeVry about 13 years ago, like 2000.
Okay.
And I always heard about Toastmasters, but I was too scared to go in. Now I'm a business owner and I need to do showcases, and I need to step up my game and not be scared in front of everybody. So that's why I'm here. And I enjoyed it. I feel comfortable, and I will be back next week.
All right.
Well, my name is Joshua Higginbotham. I actually live in Dallas, Texas. Just been here visiting for a couple of weeks. My wife and I are moving here in March down to the Southern California area. So depending on where we end up, we'll see which group we come join. But I've known about Toastmasters for a long time. I've never actually been affiliated, but after this experience, I definitely want to get more involved with the organization. This is a great thing, and I commend all of you for what you're doing. This is awesome.
All right, welcome.
Mr. President, I only got 1 piece of paper for the vote for the speaker.
No, speakers, she didn't qualify, right?
Oh, no, but I thought we reduced the time we knock off the time.
no,
Violi and
he won.
Violi and Roy.
Roy won.
All right, one.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
oh yes.
So
Yes, yes. We have one more guest.
yes,
Adam?
Yes. Hi, my name is Adam. This is my second time here, and the way I see it is, it's putting you out of your comfort zone, which is very good because that's where the success is, out of your comfort zone. So I'm really glad that I came, and I am going to be coming back I cannot commit to being part of it just yet because of other commitments, but I am looking forward to being here with you guys and learning more about it. Thank you.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, well, here we go. All right, well, here we go. We have our first timer, who is Anselma. Please come on up. All right. Okay, picture time. Come up, look. Well, like this one.
Right there, like that. Okay.
All right, good job. Let's get it up on Anselma. And we have our next first timer. I have trouble pronouncing your name, sorry. Edie. Correct, got it right. Please help me welcome Edie. Okay, good job.
One more here.
Yeah, one more.
All right, we're coming up on TV, all right, good job. Okay, we have the next best table topics, and that is Adam Hernandez. All right.
Go Tigers!
Good job, there you go. Wow, how do they do it?
One more here.
Paparazzi.
All right, good job. And now we have our best evaluator, and that is Bobby Canseco. Yes, Bobby. There you go, my friend. Absolutely. I knew you could do it.
Right here. Oh,
Wait, one more here.
Wait.
one more here. Got it.
All right, good job, Bobby. Thank you, my friend. And here we go. The best speaker of the year. It's coming up. And that is Roy Fisher. All right.
Oh, look here. Got it.
All right, good job. Roy. Thank you, my friend. Okay. Any comments, anything?
I will be submitting to all the members and guests to leave their email addresses in our guest sign-in sheet. Information about a contest. We're coming a contest in March, and that means that we're going to have our own contest here to select the person that will go and represent us. So you will be receiving information in your email pretty soon.
Okay, great. Well, thank you all. We'll see you all the time. Well, definitely I want to thank all of you for being here. Each one of you brings a lot of value to our event, to our meeting. Also, our guests for being here. I really thank you for that, taking your time out of your busy schedule to be here with us and support our club. But with that being said, well, thank you and.
Induction?
Oh, what else you said?
Well, good point. Good point. Next week is the 6th of February. We're going to have a special meeting. It's going to be an induction meeting, which means that the new officers and new members will be inducted in a ceremony. And it will be a very interesting experience for those of you who never seen that in a Toastmaster event. So there will be the area governor will be here with us, and other dignitaries will be here with us. So
that is next Wednesday, correct?
It will be this following Wednesday, yes.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for sharing with us.
We do potluck, yes?
Yes.
We will talk about that.
Good.
We'll talk about
One thing now that is mentioned is right after the meeting, the officers, we wanna remain here for a few minutes just to clear that we know what we're gonna do during that event.
That's just it, right?
Today,
Right
yes.
now, okay. All right, with that being said, thank you everyone. Have a great day. It's adjourned.